Hello, good afternoon, Familia Naranja Orange family. Good afternoon, guys. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful Friday. It's Daniel Gonzalez, your creative realtor here. I wanted to go ahead and touch deep onto a subject today that is called seller financing. Now, a lot of the time, the tricky part is finding the seller finance opportunities, right? After you come to understanding what it is. So we're going to go into a bit of a deep dive as to where you can find these opportunities, right? Majority, just to start off, it's all about relationships. It's all about networking with people, because most of the people who are willing and able to do seller financing, it's like everyone who has a dollar, right? The reason I say that is because with the proper communication and understanding, most sellers would be willing to work with this type of opportunity, right? So let's start out with the first and foremost, where would be the best place to start, and that would be with your local realtor, which would be either me or someone that you stay in touch with in your state or area. Your realtors are going to have the best information using MLS, because even starting on the MLS, you can actually find these opportunities, which are usually typically under what is called owner may carry. Depending on the realtor's MLS tool, every state is a little bit different as to how the system is integrated for these realtors to use. And with that, it all just comes down to negotiating. At that point, these sellers have already let their realtor know that are on the market trying to sell their home, that they raise their hand and they're open to the whole owner may carry. That's just another term for seller financing, right? So that's a great way to start, is to get in touch with all your local realtors, get in touch with me, and we can see what we can find on the market for you. Another great thing that is on market is the days on market. That's why having a realtor friend is very crucial to finding these opportunities, because with these days on market homes that have been on the market for longer than 100, 150 days, these sellers, especially in the market that we're in right now, a lot more open or receptive to the idea of selling their home in any way possible, right? So given the fact that these sellers have been on the market for 100 some plus days, it's a great place to start. Now, you may be saying, well, if I don't have a realtor, how do I do this without a realtor? There are tools that one can invest into, like PropStream, other things like Mojo or Batch Dialer, Batch Leads. They are great for finding, these sellers and calling them directly, right, if you don't want to use a realtor. The beauty of having a realtor on your side, though, is because as much as we feel as if we know all the terminology in real estate, if you're not in this 24/7 like us realtors, it's very easy to find yourself slipping into a clause or stipulation that you didn't understand, and here you are dealing with that, right? So stay in touch with the realtors. Another way, too, is, on another path that you could go into, is not everything seems what it is stated at what people are looking for. Not everything seems what it needs to be or what it's looking to be. The reason I say that is with rental signs. A lot of those bandit signs where you see someone looking to rent their property, it's a great place to start. A lot of those landlords may be tired and don't want to use a realtor, so what you can do is give them a call and see if they've had any ideas of selling their home, right? Because not everything looks like what it seems to be, what people are looking for, right? Another great place to look, networking events are great. Talk to people. It's all about people. It's all about talking to other people and figuring out how their stance is and how they want to either grow their investment in real estate or escape their investment in real estate, with the easiest way possible, right? And then you have, marketing via direct or indirect strategies, cold calling or door knocking, things of that nature, leaving flyers, direct mail, stuff like that. Truthfully, that is the means of getting to these properties and getting to these owners, and it's all about talking to people. I don't know if we have any questions in the chat right now.
We do. Julie.
Do you advise people exchanging money in the transaction? Like, let's say they're like, oh, I like this house, I have $100,000, so you're set $100,000.
Well, who are they giving the $100,000 to?
To the seller.
No, I definitely would never suggest that. You want to make sure that all that money that you're paying to anyone goes to the hands of a title company, because that title company is going to be the one that ensures that all the documentation is placed where it needs to be placed, and it's reported stating that this property is yours, and with a deed of trust and stuff like that. But yes, do not pay any money to the seller. Don't do it.
Okay, I do have another question. Do you always have to go through some title company when selling a property?
So technically, not necessarily if you have a real estate attorney. That's the only way that I know that you can avoid closing costs, maybe, but in a sense you still have to pay the attorney, so that's basically closing costs. But given that, that's where you would have to make those investments, but then you don't have to deal with all these people who don't understand creative opportunities like seller financing or creative ways like of that nature, creative financing and stuff like that, right? And so you can have an attorney who really knows and breathes this stuff and make sure to get you to understand and that everything is set in place like it needs to be.
I have another question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it always a good option to offer seller finances? Seller financing available when you?
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, guys, if you ask me, if you want Daniel's life goal, I mean, I own 50 properties. 50, that's minimum. I want more than that, right? But let's say I get 100 properties, right? Or 50 to 100. And I seller finance all those properties. Right. So what happens in that situation is that not only would I receive the principal of these properties, but I receive the interest. Right. I'm making double the amount of money that I would selling it on the market using, those traditional manners. Right. The beauty of that is that you just have monthly income coming in, and then, that's you can evade taxes that way. It's a way to not have to pay so much in taxes because of the fact that you're not getting a lump sum all in one sitting. And then on top of that, let's say that worst case scenario, buyer defaults. Well, you know what? I'm making sure anyone that takes my property seller finance is someone who is at least aware of what real estate investing takes, right? He has a mind of what real estate investing is. The reason I say that is because if they default, I get the property back, I keep all the money, I do it again.
Statistically, that's what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's the game plan.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, guys, if there's no more questions, I appreciate your time. If you guys have any more questions about what seller financing is, how you can come out on top with seller financing as a buyer, as a seller, please don't hesitate to reach out. My phone number is 512-590-0740. And Daniel Gonzalez, may you guys take care, okay?
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah.